Hi guys, welcome back to episode 5 of the Be For Real podcast.
Hi guys, welcome back.
Hi, happy Monday if you're watching this on a Monday.
I hope they are. I mean, they better be clicking on it once they
That's
see it in their
podcast
feed.
day, so you better be on it.
You better be there or square.
Be there or be square. Just kidding, we'll give you time to watch it. But hi, good morning, good night, whatever time of day it is. What even time is it right now? It's 5 p.m.
It's 5 p.m. in the studio.
Globally, you know?
Yeah. For all those time zones out there, you know,
Shout out to
we
you guys.
acknowledge you.
We do.
We're inclusive around here, okay?
We're inclusive, okay?
We are.
So, how are you? How's your week been? What's new?
My week has been pretty good, you know, smooth sailing. The sun's out today, which is amazing once again. I had a super relaxing weekend this weekend, so it was really nice. I am getting our little baby kittens this week, so we are so excited for that, and we're getting them in a few days, so stay tuned for the YouTube video. Yeah, I've been on my grind, honestly. I've been gymming, same thing as usual. I don't really have any new extravagant big updates this week. What about you?
Love to hear it. I've been good as well. Same kind of, nothing really exciting. Got my taxes done today.
We love that. That's
Hell
like
yeah.
all hail yes
About,
moment.
the big thing of the month. So
You know what? Those are not a girly thing that should be done.
no,
No.
girls shouldn't have to do taxes.
No, we should just be completely exempt. That should be left for the male species.
pretty much for the stuff we have to endure,
Um,
tax free.
yes, like, are you kidding me? Like, what our bodies go through, we should not be paying
Birth
taxes.
question mark taxes not for us.
Cancelled.
Yeah, no. I had a good weekend as well. I worked a little bit and relaxed a little bit. Oh, I went and did I painted pottery on Sunday.
Oh, I saw your story.
Yeah. No, I painted a mug. It was very cute. I tried to recreate one of those little like I Heart New York mugs, but I put I Heart Me.
Oh, that's so
I'm really
cute.
not that artistic.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping once it's been like fired in the kiln and like glazed, it looks better.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the edges are
Clean.
yes.
Yeah.
They're not crispy right now, but we'll see. So that was really fun. It was actually like the most peaceful thing ever. Like
I
just sitting
love
there and
that.
painting and just like chatting, and it was like a good vibe.
Honestly, getting off your phone and
Mhm.
being able to actually do something where you're not looking at a screen, I feel like we need to incorporate more, or at least I need to incorporate
Yeah.
more things in my life
Me too.
that I can do without looking at a screen, because everything nowadays that we do basically revolves around looking at a screen. So that's really
Yeah,
good
pretty
that you went
much.
out and did that, because I feel like after that you must just feel rejuvenated.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It was fun. And I also got a new book.
Ooh.
So this book is more of like a relationship book, and so it's called Why Men Love Bitches.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I think it was like a controversial thing at one point, but not. The concept of the book is from doormat to dream girl,
Okay.
but I really like it so far because it's one of those books that I'm actually really enjoying reading. That because a lot of time I feel like when I read, I'll be like, okay, I probably read for like 15 minutes, like I can stop now,
yeah.
because I'm like, okay, I did something good for my brain. Like, that was enough,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like, I don't actually want to put it down. I'm like, okay, I've been reading for a while. Like, I don't want to read the whole book too fast.
Wait,
right?
really? It's one of
Yeah.
those books?
Yeah, it's really good because the vibe of it is kind of just like as a woman, like holding your power in a relationship and just not being walked all over by a male and manipulated by them.
I love that.
Where like you kind of control it, but make it seem like they do,
Ooh, okay.
which I like. And so far, I'm only, I don't know, maybe like I'm not even halfway through, almost halfway through. But yeah, I just really like the vibe of it. But I think people didn't like that before because it's like, oh, why do women need to read a book on how to have a man like them? And that's not the point.
Mhm. It's almost like it sounds like it's like a reverse psychology POV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a way, because it's like just telling you how to, first of all, just have boundaries and respect yourself is
Mhm.
like the main, because the two versions of like females that it's referring to is the nice girl and the bitch.
Okay.
And the bitch, she says, is not, you know, someone who is rude or outspoken or whatever, like how you would think it would be.
Mhm.
It's just a girl who respects herself, has boundaries, does what she wants to do, and isn't held back by anyone else.
And basically just doesn't take shit, right?
Literally, that's exactly it.
Love
But I
that.
think, yeah, I don't know. I just remember seeing some like controversial takes on it before, but the way I'm interpreting it, I really like it. And it's very like up my alley,
Mhm.
and I like it. It's fun. It's a different book because I haven't, like, a lot of the books I read are very like self-help,
Yeah.
spiritual,
Yeah.
things like that.
Mhm.
because I don't really read fiction ever. I mean, this isn't fiction either, but it's just a little different, so it's really fun. So I'm enjoying that so far. That's my update.
So would you say that that's more of a book for the single ladies, or would I benefit from reading that too?
Yeah, I feel like you could too. Like
Okay.
you would like it for sure.
Okay.
But I would definitely say if you're like a single girl, you need to read it.
Okay. Well,
That's for
calling out
sure.
all the single girls, go buy that book. Wait, what's it called again?
Why Men Love Bitches.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just like a life hack to like hacking men. Like how they think, because it's so
funny.
accurate though. Like the stuff I've been reading, I'm like, that's so real, because she did like a survey over like hundreds of guys, and it was all based on things that they said and like how they think. So it's telling you like, oh, if you do this, this is what a guy is thinking to that, you know.
Interesting.
And saying how like there's so many things that you do that they immediately are like turned off by, or they immediately think you're needy or you're desperate, and they're not gonna like you the same. And it's just kind of how to play into that, but be in control and like be powerful, rather than be like a girl that's really just trying to get a guy, you know. It's not like that.
Okay.
But I really like it, so it's been good.
Okay, sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
I always love like a book recommendation.
Yes.
I honestly have been looking for new books to read. I am super into like the law of attraction, like kind of, I guess, self-help genre of books. And I just have not been in my book era recently. I've been honestly watching TV and YouTube. You know, I always kind of alternate between the two, but it's good to read. It's really good to read, and I feel like I need a book to make me re-inspired. And it's
got to be like a good book that just gets you right back into it.
Exactly.
And then you're in it again.
Yeah, it can't be hard, or else I'm not going to pick up the book and read it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely on the lookout right now for a new book, or I'm just waiting until one kind of just comes and falls into my lap.
Yeah.
Because I do like reading fiction. There's like certain times where I do like it, but I would ideally majority want to read more of like an educational book, because I feel like I'm actually learning something, and it's stimulating my brain.
Exactly. That's why I prefer to read those kind of books too.
Yeah, so if you have any book recommendations, anybody, leave them down below in the comments. We would appreciate.
Would love it. Also, I just got my nails done yesterday. They're like baby yellow. Do you
Oh
like?
my god, I love
I was like unsure at first, but I'm like, okay, yellow is really cute. They kind of look like honey mustard, but it's cute.
No, I love that tone. I've gotten it once before, kind of similar to that yellow, and I loved it. It's so like either spring or summer.
It's very spring.
Yeah.
I like that. It reminds me of like Easter.
Yeah.
I'm just such a French tip girl. Like
Me
you
too.
got your pink going.
We have like the spring
colors going on. It was either baby
going
pink
on.
or yellow. So I went with yellow this time because I've done pink before. I haven't done yellow.
Yeah.
No, we're French tip girls till we die.
I
Ride or die.
don't know if I'm going to ever do anything else. So
it just makes it, I just feel like it's such a cleaner grow out.
On my Pinterest, I recently saw cheetah print
tips.
French tips.
No, I've had that saved for weeks, and I'm like, I need to find someone who can do this.
I honestly don't know though if I would have the patience to sit there
while they're doing. Yeah.
Oh, as it is, just getting my regular nails done, I barely have the patience. Imagine putting an actual like cheetah print design on those. That would probably add an extra
like 30 minutes.
Probably maybe even an hour.
Yeah, at least 30.
I get so fidgety. Like I'm like, please be done.
Yeah. It's never a relaxing experience getting your nails done.
No, it's
getting your hands done. I find like getting your feet done is like nicer. You're like sitting in like a massage chair. You're like
you're
watching
vibing.
a show. But when I'm sitting there, I can't, like, you have my hands. I can't do anything. I'm just sitting there kind of like, and then I'm so anxious because I get very anxious about getting cut by, what do you even call it? Like the drill?
The drills, yeah.
Because I've heard of people like they like nick you a little bit, and there's been times where like they've gotten me a little bit, but like it doesn't make me bleed, but just kind of like it scares me. And you know when like your armpits are like gonna get sweaty because like you react. That happens to me all the time, and I just feel nervous literally in my head while they're drilling at the beginning, like to take off the first layer. Like that's the first step is my least favorite part. That's where I feel like nervous. And then as soon as they're like done and they're kind of just like shaping it, and like I'm like, okay, I'm chilling again.
You're like, thank God.
I don't know, it makes me nervous.
No, it's actually scary. Madison and I, we went to go get our nails done the last time when we got them done together.
Yeah.
This girl ripped her hand apart. She had a cut, like bleeding on almost every finger.
Oh my
God.
God.
She came out of that. She's like, oh my gosh, Michaela, this lady tore my fingers apart. And she was showing me all the little cuts, and I'm like,
wait, to your sister?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, why didn't you say something? But obviously, like, I get not saying anything because it's kind of like awkward. But she said that she kept like pulling her hand away because it hurt, and she was like, ow. But the lady kept doing it because apparently she's going so fast. You can't be cutting up your fingers.
No, it's scary.
It is.
That happened to my grandma once. Like they kind of like got her on the thumb, and she said it like took like a whole chunk of her, not her thumb, but like, I don't know, like if you had a hangnail, like, and it like ripped that off, it was like a little chunk of it, and it made her bleed everywhere. And I was like, oh my god, that's a horror story. I would probably never get my nails done again if that happened
No,
to me.
I would sue, honestly.
No, my nail tech knows now that every time I jump a little, she's like, "Oh, sorry, honey." Like,
Aw.
she knows I get kind of like, I don't know, I get like kind of jumpy. Like if she even
Yeah.
like the slightest bit, I'm like, it just freaks me out.
I mean, it's kind of like an instinct, you know?
Oh yeah, like
you just
I'm
automatically jump.
But yeah, no, she's never injured me, so we're good. It's also awkward because we have a little bit of conversation, but I'm also kind of nervous in my head, so I like to kind of sit in silence and just kind of like be distracted and like look around.
Yeah.
I don't like to stare at her while she's doing my work. I feel like that's so weird.
It is. That's the weirdest
Like they're doing
thing.
the job. Like I don't want to look. Are you doing that good enough? Is this good enough? Like I feel bad watching them the whole time.
Yeah.
So I always kind of look around or like just look out the window,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'll be like, and she's like, it's just funny.
I know you definitely don't want to be a Sally Peeper with your nails, or else they do.
Sally Peeper? What is that?
I just made that up. It just sounds right. Like you don't want to be a Sally Peeper.
I was like, what is this something I've never heard of?
Like when somebody's like looking over your shoulder watching.
Sally Peeper. That is so funny. Okay, I'm gonna use that now.
You know
Like,
what? It's
don't be a Sally Peeper girl. You're being a Sally Peeper.
You know
right
what?
now.
I just made that a thing.
I know,
Okay?
that was funny. A Sally Peeper. I
Sally
like it.
Peeper, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be one.
Don't be a Sally Peeper. By the way, we forgot to mention our drink of choice today. Pretty basic.
Pretty basic.
I have a lemonade going.
I have a sparkling water with lemon. You know, they're pretty close.
It's giving lemonade in another font.
Basically.
Same thing, different font.
Basically.
But anyways, cheers.
Cheers to episode 5. Yum.
My lemonade is from Chipotle.
You can never go wrong with Chipotle.
No.
So in today's episode, we wanted to talk all about manifestation, the law of attraction, and kind of our take and our mindset and our outlook on all of that, because we both have a really similar mindset when it comes to those types of things. And that's one thing that we really connected on when we met. And we have already talked for hours about this together, because I feel like you can't just talk to everybody about this, because some people just, you know, don't get it or they don't believe in it or whatever. So we wanted to do a whole episode for you guys and just kind of get into the conversation about it. Yeah, this was requested, so we are here to deliver.
Once again, we didn't have any like specific questions we were asked about, so we just kind of came up with a few things how we want to talk about it. But yeah, also again, if you have any other specific questions, always let us know.
So I feel like it's really important before we actually start like diving into it is to give a bit of a backstory for you guys on how we started our manifestation journeys and how we adopted this mindset, how that all kind of happened for us. So we're both going to tell our stories and chat about it. So how did you get into the law of attraction?
For me, it was a book. I read a book. It's called, I can't remember the end of it. It's called like You Are a Badass and How to Believe It, or You're a Badass and How to Stop Doubting It.
Was it that yellow book?
Yes.
Okay, I have that.
Okay, that was my first book I ever read that was like a self-help book. That was actually the first book I'd read in probably several years on my own, like since school.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first book I picked up and read because I wanted to and not because I was forced to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that book, it just kind of, it wasn't like a super spiritual book or anything like that, but it just kind of opened my eyes to the idea and the thought process of really just controlling your own reality, and the fact that you create your own reality and you have the power to do anything you want, and that you're overthinking or you're playing games with yourself to make yourself not believe you can do these things and just doubting yourself. And that kind of opened my eyes really to the whole idea of learning more about spirituality and more about these mindsets, because I pretty much fell in love with this book. I went to Mexico, and on the way back I like finished the book, but I remember like literally crying. Like I had like tears in my eyes on the plane reading this book. I was like, this is so good. And I'm literally in the plane. I just went on an awesome vacation, and this book's telling me how I can live an awesome life. I don't know, I just felt really inspired in that moment. And then when I came home and like told my mom about the rest of the book, she was like, oh, I have another book that like you would probably love. And so she had The Secret.
Okay.
And she was like, you should read this next. And I was like, okay, girl, like,
Sign me up.
sure. So then, yeah, she suggested I read The Secret, and I read that. And again, like, I read that fast and was like so into it. And that is a more spiritual and more scientific, like, it's from, I don't even know what you call them, scientists and like philosophers and people that all have done research and stuff on just manifestation, law of attraction, because the main thing is like law of attraction is this book.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really liked it. And I was like, okay, I'm doing this now forever.
Sign me up, baby.
I was like, yep, nope. It says in it, you can cure cancer just by thinking it. And I was like, yep, I can do that.
Yep, I have magical powers.
Yep. Seriously.
We all
So
do.
yeah, I feel like really reading those two books really opened it up to me. And then after that, I feel like then I was just so much more open-minded to other thoughts. And like my friend has always been quite spiritual as well. So she's always kind of talked about things like that, just believing in yourself and that you can create your reality, like those kind of things. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like after that, then I've read like a couple more books that have things to do with it and like videos and whatnot. And I kind of just, it was really those two books that like sparked the whole, okay, I'm obsessed with this. And I kind of just feel like I just adapted it right away and immediately started to like make changes to my life and how I thought about things. I don't think there was any like certain instance that made me want to. I think I was like, oh, I want to try like a self-help book. And I don't know, I feel like maybe I was feeling a bit just kind of stagnant in life. I just felt like challenging myself, reading a book, putting my brain to work a little bit, feeling smarter. You feel smart when you read, so why not? And I picked a good one, clearly, because it sparked a whole nother thing from that. So
how old were you when you like got into it and read that book?
it was either late 2021 or early 2022.
Okay,
because it was around when like I went to Mexico and I picked up that book. So it's been like a couple of years, but it feels like it's been longer though. I do feel like I've always been kind of like a positive thinking person, but yeah, no, those books just really snapped it into gear. Like, girl, you have to stay thinking that way. You can't risk it. Also with like balance, of course, but
isn't that crazy what like how a literal book kind of changed your life?
Yeah, and that's why I just love books like that, because I feel like they're just teaching me so much more. And I know that I read this one book and it literally changed my life, so why would I not want to keep reading books like that?
No, exactly. I feel like it's really important to keep opening up like your perspective on different things and learning different things. Just think of if you never bought and picked up that book, what your life would look like now. It could be completely different, you know?
That's the tea. You
That
really
is the
never
tea.
know. You never know. But yeah, what about you?
So I've always had the big dream of becoming a YouTuber. Like, I've always wanted to do it. It's not that I never actually believed that I could, but it kind of always just seemed super out of reach. And that's why when I graduated high school, I actually went to school to be a nurse, which is absolutely insane.
Why do I feel like I didn't know that?
Really?
I know that you went to school, but I didn't know it was for nursing.
Oh yeah, I did the nursing prerequisites, and I don't know why. I literally just did that because I didn't know what else to do.
It was just easy option.
It was just, I guess, the easy option of what I could do, and it was just like a straightforward program, and you do this, this, and this, and then you become a nurse, and then you're set and whatever. So I was like, you know what? My dream of becoming a YouTuber, like, that's so far-fetched. I'm just gonna, go to school and do nursing, even though I didn't actually, like, my inner being, my inner soul, like, did not want to go to school and do nursing. But, everybody that I told that I was doing that, they were like, oh my God, that's so good for you. Like, obviously everybody's going to be on board with that, right?
I feel like anytime you're doing something that follows the social norm, everyone's
like applauding you for it.
Yeah, it's when you go against the grain, when people are like, it's because people don't trust the outcome, so they don't have the same belief in it, right?
Yeah, exactly, literally.
They're like, your success rate isn't guaranteed, so...
Yeah. Exactly. And that was like a part of my journey, was I had to go against the grain with a lot of things in my life to get to where I am now. And if I never did that, I would have never been where I'm at now. So don't be scared to go against the grain, because it will get you places that you want to be. But anyway, so I was in school and I actually failed like the biology class, one of my biology classes, because I was just not in it. I'm like, I hate this. Like, what am I doing? This is so random. But my mom told us, and she's like, oh, there's this really good movie on Netflix that's called The Secret. And I was like, oh, why would I watch a movie that my mom suggests? Like, I didn't really take it seriously. And I'm like, whatever. And she told us all. And anyways, and I don't know why I ended up actually watching it, but I did, and I put it on. I remember this so clearly. I was sitting on my couch at my house, opened my laptop, and I went on Netflix, and I searched up The Secret, and I put it on. And the beginning of the movie was just so weird. And I'm like, should I just not watch this? Should I just exit out? I'm like, no. Okay, I'll sit it through for a bit longer. So I started watching it. An hour and a half later, or however long that movie was, that changed my life. that is like, I'm getting goosebumps because that's like the moment when I feel like my life really did change and my whole mindset and perspective changed. After that, I remember I was just about to go into a shift for work because I worked at a restaurant at the time as a hostess. And that was like the best shift of my life because I was so happy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can have my dream life. I can actually manifest this and I can do what I've always wanted to do, have this life for myself. And that changed the trajectory of everything for me. After I watched that documentary, I was just so inspired. I actually started to pursue my dreams and I kept just getting more into it and more into it as like the years went on. I have been practicing, I guess, the law of attraction / spirituality / all that kind of stuff for the past, I want to say like 5 years now, because I watched The Secret, I think it was in 2019. So 5 years ago now, which is crazy. That's how I originally got into it, was through that movie. Through kind of practicing manifestation and the law of attraction, I have seen so many like cool things come into my life, and that's kind of furthered my belief system.
Yeah. Moral of the story, if you haven't seen or read The Secret, you must.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it, but I definitely want to watch it.
It's
I
not
feel like I need to re-up. I reread the book only a few months ago, so I've read it twice in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to see the movie.
It's not on Netflix anymore.
I know. I
They took
remember
it
you
off.
telling me that it's not there, so I'd have to deep dive for it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you can probably get it off
it's
one
probably
of
on
those
Prime
illegal
or something
websites
like that too. Yeah,
I'm
or
like,
she goes right to like pirated movies.
I'm like illegal websites, and you're like Prime Video.
I'm like Prime, pay for it monthly. It's fully legal. Probably on there. But yeah, no, it's great book and movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there's like an actual, like, does it like follow a story?
It's
A
more so
family story?
like documentary style.
Yeah, okay.
Where they have the people who invented this book and this movie kind of sit down and explain.
Okay, so it's like the people that talk about it in the book, those people are like in the movie.
Oh yeah, like the examples about like manifesting away cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
They were talking about that in the movie. I can't remember if the people.
But it's not like a made up storyline.
No.
Okay.
It's like true facts. Like it's not an actual movie. It's like a documentary.
Okay, yeah.
Since I watched it that first time, I think
That's been it.
I think I may have watched it once, like soon after.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched that movie in, I want to say like 4 years, maybe even like since I first watched it. So being on this kind of new vibe and this new belief system, have you noticed things in your life that you've been like, wow, this kind of came about because I changed my mindset? Have you seen like real results? Because you know, some people just don't believe in stuff like this. So is there anything that you could say like it changed your mood on a daily basis, or you manifested certain things?
Yeah, 100%. I would just say my daily, just my outlook on life is just different, right?
Mhm.
Because I just know that I can change things that are going on, and also know that things that are going on that I can't change are meant to be, right? Like even
Mhm.
when negative things are happening, I think that's a huge one, is even when things are not going your way, they are going your way.
Oh, 100%.
They are going your way, or they're not going your way to go
Yeah,
your way, right?
It's like this quote, nothing
It's always
happened.
working out for me no matter what.
No, it's it's a different one, but same thing. Like
Same
along the same,
vibe.
like that quote,
Yeah.
but a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's like everything happens for me, not to me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say mainly just, my outlook on negative experiences, because those kind of experiences build you as a person and they help guide you towards like the route that's you're manifesting, the route that you want to go down. And I just think that all those things need to happen. Not saying horrible tragedies need to happen to you, but in a way it's still gonna help shape and form the trajectory of your life.
Mhm.
So usually a good way. If you're manifesting, you're in that headspace, then it's gonna be for a good way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I get caught though in my own head about manifesting things, because I don't know, things sometimes I manifest it but it doesn't feel like I did.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
We're like, okay, I manifested myself to like get where I am right now, but it also feels like, well, I didn't manifest.
But
that.
that's the whole
But
thing
it
about
is because your
manifestation.
thoughts are your reality. So it's like
Yeah.
everything you're thinking.
Also, in order to manifest something, you need to be on the same, they use the example of radio frequency or radio channel.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to 94.5, you have to actually turn your radio station to 94.5. Like you have to be on that frequency
You
in
gotta
order.
listen to the beat 94.5.
Exactly, girl. Exactly.
The beat.
The beat. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I forgot the
Yeah,
name. That's
the
funny.
beat 94.5.
94.5. But yeah, so it's like that's why sometimes when things come into our lives, it feels like we didn't manifest them in. The reason for that is because we're already vibing on that vibration, so it just feels normal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I feel like sometimes, you know, it's because, like, oh, I didn't just get $100,000. I won it. It feels like you didn't manifest stuff. Like, in my head, say I'm manifesting, like, a certain amount of, like, followers on something. Okay, you get those followers, but then it's like, okay, well, now you're just going to be manifesting a higher number than that. So it doesn't feel like that was a manifesting thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean, because that has happened to me through my whole
I'm sure
journey.
Yeah.
Where it's like when you're manifesting something, for example, when I was manifesting 100,000 subscribers, it was like a huge deal to me. I was like, oh my God, if I can only have 100,000 subscribers, right? 100,000 subscribers come. Yeah, you know, that's you know, it was bound to happen, like whatever. It doesn't feel big anymore.
No, once you have it, it like doesn't feel.
And then you question yourself and you're like, did I manifest this, or did, like, what happened here? But you did.
Yeah.
And that's how things happen.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. It always ends up happening.
Yeah.
But you don't really perceive it like that.
And if it doesn't happen in the way that you think it's going to go in your brain, it also doesn't feel the same.
Exactly.
It's still good, but it's like if you in your head, you're like, oh, I'm going to get here because I did this, this, and this, but then a totally different way happens, but you still get to that point, or like get to the end result. Sometimes it doesn't feel like, okay, well, doesn't feel like I manifested it, like it kind of just happened. But nothing just happens, right?
No, nothing just happens.
No.
And the universe kind of laughs at you when you say, oh, I want this, and it's going to happen exactly like this, because it is not.
They're like, this is in my control, not yours, okay?
Yeah, they're like, sorry, honey. You always end up where you want to be. I promise you. But it might look and you might get there in such a different way than you originally thought. It's so crazy to actually articulate, because like that's happened to me so many times throughout my journey, where it's like I wanted this thing and I thought it was going to happen like this, and that thing that I wanted ended up happening, but it's happened in such a different way, but I still got what I wanted. Yeah. Then you have to kind of sit back and be like, wow, this did happen, and I have to be grateful for it, because it's so easy for you to keep manifesting things into your life and things just flowing in, but you, like we were saying, not even realizing that they're coming into your life, and not even like acknowledging them and being grateful for them,
and having the gratitude for it.
Exactly. Gratitude is so important, and I feel
literally like the number one key.
It's something that I need to work on. Yeah. Because I feel like I kind of get stuck in that a lot, where it's like I manifest something and I just want the next.
Yeah. So you kind of surpass the level of gratitude that you should have for that, because you're already on to the next thing. You're already ready for the next, but it's like you have to kind of take a moment, sit in, be present, be grateful for what you've manifested already, and then you can get on to the next, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, it's so true when people say, like, no materialistic item can make you happy forever, because it's like the same thing. It's like you aim to reach a certain goal, but then by the time you actually reach that goal, it doesn't mean as much as it did at that time when you were kind of like at the bottom.
When you were far away from it, you didn't have it. Yeah,
exactly. So it's just kind of crazy how that all works, and I'm sure like you've experienced that as well.
Yeah, I want to hear like your opinion too, or like what you think, because I need a second to like think about some examples of like what I've manifested. I guess literally everything I've manifested, but if there's anything that sticks out to me that's like, no, I definitely manifested that. But if same thing, what do you think it's like changed for you on the regular?
Yeah, in terms of manifestation, guys, like I manifested my whole life right now. Like Joel and I being moved out at the age of, we moved out at, I think at like 21. We completely manifested that. Like every single day we would go on walks and we would talk about our dream life. That dream life that we would talk about 2-3 years ago, we are living that exact dream, like word for word right now, which is insane. Because if somebody told us, like showed us a vision of where we are now back then, we would have freaked out. And we always knew it was going to happen because we were manifesting it and we were so sure. The thing is when you're first manifesting something, it's like, you know, it's going to happen, but you're also just kind of like, you see it as this huge thing on like a pedestal. It only really ends up coming into fruition when you take it off of that pedestal, because like I said before, you have to be on like the same radio frequency as, you know, what you're trying to manifest, the same vibration. Basically my whole life, I really did manifest it. Yeah. And I stand by that, because just a few years ago I was telling people that this was going to be my life and this is my dream life, and it's now has come into fruition. Nobody set me up here. Like I did this through my mindset and through the way that I changed my thought patterns, and I fully believe that's 100% why I am where I am now. At the time when I was manifesting it, it did seem huge and it did seem like it was kind of out of reach, but you just kind of got to break that barrier, and you just have to know that no matter how out of reach it seems to you or other people, it is possible and you could do it. You just have to change your belief system to actually believe that it is. Because if you don't believe it, then it's not going to happen. You actually have to believe it. I would drive to my hostessing job every single day, envisioning also the life that I have now. I would be working an 8-hour shift as a hostess, but in the back of my head, the whole entire time, I was visualizing what I want my dream life to look like. I honestly use that as my tactic because I was like, okay, I got to turn myself on this vibration, so I got to feel good, right? And how do I feel good when I'm at work? Oh, I'm going to visualize my dream life. So I feel like that also plays a big part in why it happened pretty quickly, is because I was constantly putting myself in that vibration. And the longer you're in that vibration, like the sooner it's going to attract to you. Not just materialistic items that I've manifested, but I think I've also just manifested, being a happier person in general and just having a really good outlook on life and not letting certain things bother me as much anymore, because I know that everything, like we said before, happens for the better.
Yeah.
And no matter if something's negative is happening to you, you just have to know and stand by the fact that it's all happening for a reason.
Yeah.
And no matter how hard that could be sometimes to actually digest and like interpret that, because something seems like really bad and horrible and like, why is this happening to me? But I promise you guys, everything happens in order to steer you to what you want in life and where you're supposed to end up.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because there's always like little things that happen that you kind of can look back on later and realize, oh, okay, that makes sense.
That adds up.
Yeah, that really adds up.
Yeah.
This is just an example because I feel like it's kind of fun to give like stories behind what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Joel and I were looking at getting a new car, and we were like this close to purchasing a new car. It ended up not going through because the vehicle didn't pass like the inspection that we took it through to, because it was like a couple years used vehicle. Anyway, so we were really disappointed that we didn't end up buying it. Come to find out, just a month later or 2 months later, we found out that we were going to be moving for Europe for the next few months. So if we had bought that car, it would be just sitting, so it's like things like that could be really disappointing in the moment, like little things, but then later on I feel like you're always going to kind of get that realization, like, okay, wait, that makes sense.
Always for a reason.
It's always for a reason.
Sometimes I feel like I notice a lot of like little manifestations and things like that, but sometimes, like you were saying, like the dream life stuff, I still feel like I don't feel like I'm far away from it, but I feel like there's just a section or like a wall that I just have to like break through, and then it'll be like all come in like
flowing in.
It'll just flow right in, but there's just like this kind of like wall that I have to break through. I'm hoping that wall will appear soon and I can just like beat it down,
punch it out.
Literally boxing match with this wall.
UFC fight on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Me and my invisible wall holding me back.
Talia versus the wall.
Let's get to it. Yeah, but like I have lots of little random manifestation things. I feel like that's just with having, one of the main things is just having confidence. I will say that is one thing I'm good at. I feel like as a Leo too, is having confidence, but also having fake confidence sometimes. Because you fake it till you make it.
100%.
You have to fake it till you make
1,000%.
it, right? And just having the confidence, not cockiness, but confidence.
There's a big difference in this.
Yeah, it is.
A big difference.
I've had like guys say to me before, be like, okay, cocky. And I'm like, girl, I'm sorry, I know my self-worth. And it's freaky to you. I mean, because you're intimidated by it. Thank you.
Did that autocorrect to cocky or like...
Did you mean cool?
Yeah, excuse me.
You're cool?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. No, literally. I'm like, no, this isn't cockiness, babe. Like,
yeah.
This is confidence. Thank you, though. Like, I know the difference. Come on.
Yeah.
There's a fine line.
Like, come on, you're talking to me.
You're talking to me here. Like, I know. But yeah, no, I feel like it's just having all the time confidence that, again, you can do anything. You can be anywhere. You can be anything. And another one, too, is, okay, why do I keep making this stuff about guys? This is stupid. But ignore it, guys. I'm not boy crazy at all. I literally swear.
She's lying. She really
stop.
is.
Stop. Don't you portray that of me.
I'm kidding. I'm literally don't come at me.
The least boy crazy person I know, for real.
She seriously is. Like, I feel like she honestly runs the other way. So
no, literally. She's a boy. Gotta go.
Like you're just gone.
No.
Sorry, where
out.
is she?
But in my head I'll be like, Because you know how we were saying last time that I'm like, oh, I have a lot of like celebrity crushes. Well,
Yeah.
in my head, I can pull them all. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I could fully date all my celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
Why not?
It all comes down to
I'm like, I'm just a person.
yeah.
They're just a person.
No,
Why not?
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're famous doesn't mean that I can't.
And it all comes down to your mindset about it too. Because a lot of people would put, obviously, like most people do, put famous people on a huge pedestal.
Yeah.
That leads you to think, oh, obviously I can never date a celebrity, right?
Yeah.
But with the mindset that we adopted,
Yeah.
we could do anything we set our minds to, girl.
Yeah.
So if you want to date a celebrity, you could date a celebrity.
Oh my God, it's gotta be in the right place at the right time. Like, you're just
Yeah.
another human. I'm just another human.
Yeah.
You're cool. I'm cool. What about it?
Yeah.
But
what about it?
it's funny because, like, in little instances, like, I've had famous people literally reach out to me, and I'm like, what the hell?
Name drop.
No. No, like, at this one time, I was, like, talking to people who already just know anyways. He was, like, the most poppin' TikToker at the time, like, a couple of years ago.
Like 2020, I feel like. Or 2021,
Like,
maybe.
after COVID.
Yeah.
Like, 2021 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, he was poppin', and he, like, DM'd me, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I knew I could pull him anyways. Yeah, I literally, in my head, it's actually crazy. Sometimes I'm like, is this just me being delusional? But yeah, it is. Sometimes I'm like, no, this person's going to DM me. Like, that's how I think in my head. Like, this person that I love, I'm like, they're going to DM me one day. Or I'm going to talk to them.
Delulu is the way of life.
It is.
And it's how you get things.
Yeah.
It really is. Because it
And
is manifestation.
I've literally seen the results.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had, like, 2 famous people message me. But one is, like, bruh famous.
Yeah, seriously.
And one is, like, TikTok famous.
Yeah. But still,
But
like...
the other one, I was like, damn, man's was ready to fly me out to LA.
But the fact that that can, like, happen...
No, literally, I'm like, why am I just, like, a local girl in BC and this, like, famous person
It's
is
not like you
DMing
have
me?
millions
How did
of
you find me?
You don't have
Yeah.
millions of followers.
No.
So what does that go to say? What did your mindset do for you?
Mentality, baby.
It's so true, though, because it's right there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've just had such little, like, random examples. It's like, no, okay, I am right. I can do that. I can literally manifest a famous person who has no clue who I am, has never met me, to, like, randomly come across me and be like, oh, okay.
I mean,
Like,
at least the universe is giving you that, you know?
true. They're like, girl, you could do well.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying, babe. I'm trying. Yeah, no, it's fun. And same with just, like, little manifesting things. You know, when you kind of, like, can reverse manifest sometimes, you have, like, a feeling where you're like, I feel like I'm so gonna run into this person, or being like,
Oh
oh,
my
I just do not want to
gosh.
run into this person. I don't want to run into this person.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into that person.
That happens to me
Because
all
it's
the time.
same thing where, like you, I think you said this last episode maybe, but, like, whatever the universe hears, that's what they're giving you. So if it's running into this person, rather it's you want to or you don't, that person is on your mind, you're gonna.
Yeah, and that's why you really have to be careful about your vibration, because the universe gives you more of what you vibrate.
Yeah.
So if you're vibrating low, the universe is going to give you a dump truck full of low vibration things. So you have to be careful, because it goes both ways. And if you're vibrating high, the universe is going to mirror that. The universe mirrors. That's what it does. Same thing that ties into the same thing about, like, tuning into the frequency that you want to be on. It's a mirror. It's literally a mirror, because the law of attraction is scientific down to the atoms.
babe.
It's the particles. They attract to you.
The atoms.
The atoms, you know. Not me failing biology and trying to talk about science, but
trying to be a science whiz right now.
Dude, this is just such a random story, but in grade 12.
Like, don't show my biology teacher this.
In grade 12, I went up to my bio teacher and I was like, look, I'm going to set it straight. I need a B, or else I'm not going to nursing school. And he gave me a B.
Oh my god.
Anyways, so that was a slay, but then I failed in university. So
didn't need it anyway.
So it cancels it out.
So.
But yeah, it literally boils down to science, guys. That's why you have to be so cautious about your thoughts, filtering your thoughts. Sometimes you have to realize, though, your thoughts are not you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, sometimes you'll think maybe some crazy shit, but you have to realize that, okay, filter these thoughts. Some of these thoughts, like, you know what, that's not
can
me.
come from also, like, anxiety and, like, being stressed out and overthinking about things. And it's like, okay, in that sense, you're not manifesting it. But if that's the only thing you think about all day, every day, then yeah.
Yeah. You just have to kind of, like, let certain thoughts go. And a really important thing that's helped me navigate tough situations and tough, you know, feelings and low vibrational feelings is, if something were to happen and I'm super upset, I fully let my body feel it. Like, I sit and I cry, or I just sit in anger for as long as it takes, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, whatever. I let myself get through it, and then I switch my mindset again, and I'm like, okay, I felt
I
it.
got it out.
I got it out, and now it's gone, and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
And I think that is so important because a lot of people would carry that anger, that frustration, that sadness,
carry it for
whatever it is,
literally months, years.
carry it throughout their life.
Like, let it out.
Yes.
Always feel your emotions. Feel every single emotion you have. Feeling your feelings is a beautiful thing because not everybody does it.
Yeah.
Like, you should be grateful that you're emotional.
No,
that you
it's
think
true.
You feel for people. You feel for yourself. You cry. You should be grateful that you even have those feelings and can feel that, right?
Yeah, it's true. And like as important as it is to be, you know, vibing high all the time, there will be times in your life, probably a lot of times, where you're gonna just be in these situations where you need to sit in your emotions, your negative emotions. But then it's important, like I just said,
eventually you gotta snap out of it.
Yeah, let them go.
And that's what like having that kind of mindset will helps you just get out of it easier because you know what's on the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why also, like how you were just saying, obviously whatever you're thinking and putting out into the universe is going to come back to you, is I hate being around negative Nellies.
Oh no, not the
people
negative
that are
Nellies.
Also the people that are talking about themselves awfully 24/7 drives me nuts.
I know.
Whenever you're around people that just have such low self-confidence but speak it out loud, I'm like, girl, no, fake it. Like, at least pretend, right? Because I'm like, you're literally just, it's just making matters worse.
Yeah.
And it's just like uncomfortable to be around those people, or when you're like, no, like you don't, obviously you're not gonna be like, yeah, no, you are that or this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Because people are hard on themselves. But, and they just like don't let it happen. Like, they're not like, oh yeah, you're right, or like I shouldn't talk like that. They just keep doing it. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not a funny joke. Like, if you think it's funny to like be self-deprecating, it's not.
No, it's not at all.
It's not funny. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Like, you need to treat yourself so much better.
But
just give yourself space. Right?
Yeah.
We're not perfect. This is all our first times through life. There's no guidebook. Let yourself feel everything. Take it easy. Have leisure with yourself. Don't be so freaking hard on yourself.
Yeah. And it's so true. Like, you need to fake it till you make it sometimes, because faking it, even though it's fake, it it plants those seeds in your brain that eventually grow.
Yeah.
And that is how I did it, guys, as well. Is at the beginning, I was not confident. Like, I used to be the shyest girl in the room. I'm not even kidding you. And one day, when my mindset switched, I'm like, F this. I want to be confident. That's how I want to identify, you know? And so I started completely faking it and going out of my comfort zone. And now guess what? That's literally who I am. I think it's so important to step into the version of yourself that you want to be. If you think of yourself as somebody who's lazy, the only reason why you are lazy is because you're telling yourself you're lazy. So if you don't...
Me to me.
Hashtag relatable.
Lazy biatch.
If you don't want to be lazy anymore, you could not be lazy anymore. Just switch your habits, start doing things differently, because a lot of people associate themselves with a certain thing and certain things, and they're like, oh, I wish I could be like that, and I wish I could be like
and then
this.
you just become that. But
you
aren't those things.
No,
it's just
the only reason why you are those things is because you do actions associated with those things, and you also tell people that you are those things, and then other people start to associate you with those things. But girl, it's all in your control. Start acting in the opposite ways and telling people that you're this and that, and guess what? It's going to happen. And
straight up.
Yeah, another thing leading into this that I wanted to talk about was it's so important who you surround yourself with.
Oh my God, that is like high up there.
The phrase that people say, you are who you hang around with, or you become who you hang around with, is so real, and it's so true. I have noticed a big personal difference within myself when I hang out with certain people and how they leave me feeling afterwards. And it's so funny because if you just observe people, a lot of people are exactly like their friends. Like a lot of people, especially if you like grew up with them and stuff. And so just be aware of that. I'm not telling you to go ditch all your friends and everything, but make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that motivate you, that encourage you, that help lift your vibration, and that you really align with, because it rubs off on you more than you think.
It really does. That's why when people are skeptical of like their partners because like their partner's friends are not trustworthy, I don't know if I would trust your man too. Like,
it's so true.
You just are what your friends are.
It's so true.
I just think of the example because I'm trying to think of like a negative example because you were just giving a good example. So I'm trying to think of like an opposite one, and it would be same thing. Your friends are like, all they do is eat junk food. They don't eat healthy food. They just absorb such like negative, I don't know, just whatever, stuff like that. It's like, you'll be more inclined to do the same things yourself. And same with, I feel like with guys, they can be toxic or in their F-boy era. People that are like cheaters, you're around other cheaters, you might cheat too because
So
they do it
true.
and it's okay to them. It doesn't have to be just guys, obviously girls as well, but I feel like that's a big thing in like infidelity in relationships. It comes like if no one around you does that and thinks it's wrong, feel like you're not going to feel as inclined to do it.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that that's the only factors that lead up to doing stuff like that, but it really is the people who you surround yourself with that dictate kind of how you act or how you think about certain situations and just how you act on them and how things make you feel. Like your moral compass changes or with like the certain people you're around, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, through the spiritual journey, I have definitely like lost a lot of friends. Had to cut some people out, you know what I mean? Like, not to be harsh about it, but it's kind of true. Like when you actually tune into your true self and, you know, connect with who you're meant to be in this life, you will start to realize the things around you that don't align, and if you don't cut them out, they will weigh you down.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like I said before, I will just go on unfollowing sprees. There's the internet version of that. And then also real life, same thing. If people aren't, I don't want to say if people aren't benefiting you, get rid of them, because that doesn't always mean you're going to benefit each other in a relationship. But if this person just doesn't align with you anymore, that is totally okay for them to like slip away and it not really be that close to heart anymore. I think like that's sometimes for the better. Sometimes you have to literally cut people out of your life because they're just no good. But sometimes it's like, okay, well, if we're just on different paths and you're doing your thing, like you're aligning with other things that I don't really align with, that's cool. I'm now at the phase in my life where like I don't like party and like drink and do all that. So it's like if people in my life like want to do that, you totally can, but that's not really in alignment with me. So if we're gonna fade out from each other, that's natural and normal and that's okay, right? Because I wouldn't want to force myself to be around that and then it puts me at a lower vibration just to be able to fit in or be around whoever when you know you may not find it worth it.
I never really understood the saying like, oh, you could grow apart from your friends and you grow apart from certain people when I was younger, because I'm like, what do you mean grow apart? We're gonna be best friends forever, you know? You never really see yourself changing. But I feel like that's a term or a phrase that you never actually fully understand until you actually grow up. And then you realize, oh, wait, like this actually makes sense.
No, this is real.
This is actually real. It's crazy. Like once you put in the self-work and once you raise your vibration, when you start blossoming, how you have to shed layers.
Yeah.
It's literally.
Leaves fall to bloom.
It's
again.
So true. That's how it works as a human too.
Yeah. Plants, they die in the winter. They shed their leaves. They shed their old skin and then they're back.
They're back
better
and
than
better
ever.
better than ever. But that has to happen in order for you to, you know, keep blossoming. You got to shed the layers.
Yeah. Just a part of life.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that like they're never going to be in your life again or that you can never see them again. It just doesn't mean that they're going to be someone that you constantly surround yourself with.
I mean, you can always reconnect with people at different stages of your life. And I totally believe that everybody is in your life right now for a reason. And if they are not in your life anymore, like if you outgrow each other, then that's obviously for a reason. So it's not like an end all be all. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely important to shed those layers when you're growing. And once you shed the people and the things in your life that are not serving you, things that are serving you and are on the same vibration as you will start to actually come into your life.
Show themselves.
And yeah, that's how I feel like you coming into my life and us coming into.
Aww. Cute. Yeah. No, I agree.
It's true though, right?
Lose other friends, get better ones.
Yeah.
Not better ones, but
that was harsh.
Yeah,
that was harsh. It's not a coincidence that we just became friends, you know?
One thing I don't believe in is coincidences.
Oh, that's a whole other topic.
People are like, oh, it's really weird that like this person did that. Like that's such a coincidence. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not.
No, honey, that's
or
not.
Why did I run into this person on this specific day and like they randomly told me this?
Yeah.
Not a coincidence.
Absolutely nothing is a coincidence. No. Sometimes I actually feel like I'm sidekick. You probably feel the same way too. Like
you're like, I knew that was gonna happen.
I can sense things, and I don't know if that's because we're our intuitive feeling and our intuition, or if that's us manifesting something.
Yeah.
But there's so many instances where I'm like, I think this person is gonna text me. But lo and behold, a day later, I haven't heard from this person in like years, and they texted me, and it's just so weird how those types of things work.
I think I've told you before that I have very intuitive dreams.
Yes, I think you have.
where I'll have dreams about people, and as soon as I wake up and someone was in my dream, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hear
You're like,
something about
"Shit."
them. I know it. The last time this happened to me is I had this dream about like this guy, and like I didn't suspect that I was gonna hear from him, but a girl that had to do something with him like messaged me literally the day after and like said something about like put his name in the sentence, where I was like,
No.
this is weird. Like I was like, I knew something like that was gonna happen. But yeah, that always happens for me. So like specifically when certain people are in it in like weird situations, I feel like it hasn't happened to me as much recently, but over like the last like in the last year or so, if I have a dream and someone random's in it and it's like super odd, I'm like, oh gosh, like what am I gonna see or what am I gonna hear about this person in the next couple days?
That's crazy.
Which I love it though. It's kind of fun. I've definitely had the dreams where I'm like, oh, someone is in the dream, and then all of a sudden they text me the next day and I'm like,
You're like, am I a witch?
I'm like waiting for it all day. Like I know it's coming. Like it's freaking me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I'm talking younger, like maybe when I was, I don't know, from the ages of like 5 to 10, I was a witch. I swear, guys. I could tell the future. I had some psychic ability. It creeped me out as a kid.
Yeah.
I just think in general, kids are just so much more susceptible to doing weird things and having weird sort of intuitive powers because they're so much more pure than
Well, and they don't have the
adults.
limited beliefs yet.
And that too.
And like the beliefs put on them by society and
Yeah,
stuff yet.
this is like such a random example, but we're just gonna go with it because I'm not gonna go into every single little thing that happened. But I was at the grocery store with my mom and I was just staring. Like I go into this trance, okay, and I stare. Let's just say I was staring at the oranges. Trance stare. I don't even know what's going on, and then I snap out of it, okay? But I was staring at the oranges. Anyways, we check out, we go back in the car, we get home. My mom was like, oh shoot, I forgot to buy oranges. And not just on like a grocery store scale, but that would happen to me so much as a
that's
kid.
a Raven.
No, I
She
was
had
I
a
was
vision.
I was her. I
She's
was
like-
Raven. You can call me Raven.
She like
You
snaps
can
out of it.
gaze into the future.
Future.
Future. Life can be a breeze.
Life is a breeze. I
I
literally love that show.
Honestly, we should rewatch it.
Yeah.
Bring back That's So Raven 2024.
Did they not? They did.
Do like a zoom in my eye right now.
They did bring back That's So Raven.
Wait,
They
what?
had a spin-off of it.
No way.
Yeah. It's called like Raven's Home.
That's funny.
Did I make that up, guys?
Let's do a fact check
No,
on
I
that.
thought it actually was Raven's Home.
I have no idea.
I think it's Raven's Home. Anyways, doesn't matter.
But yeah, I actually had that
Yeah.
superpower and it was so crazy. Like it would happen all the time. And I guess as I got older, I just grew out of it or I got scared of it and I just put up a wall and I was
Yeah.
like, nope, no thank you. I don't want that. Anyway, so yeah, like our intuition is real and however that comes about, always listen to your gut.
Oh my god. Legitimately, that is, you have to listen to your gut because your gut, oh my god, it speaks loud and you hear it. I know
Oh,
you hear
yeah.
it. So listen. Especially I feel like if it's about people.
Like,
you
yeah.
can, I had a gut. I've always kind of felt weird about like one of my friends' friends. Like I've just never got good vibes from her. And recently she told me like some stuff that went with her or went on with her, like not being a good friend or like doing some really like condescending stuff. And I was like,
Damn.
I've always had weird vibes. Like
Yeah.
trust your vibes.
Yeah, you
I wouldn't have
always-
these instincts for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not me being a low-key hater. Like I'm not a
No.
hater of anyone
No.
for no reason.
Yeah.
Unless you give me a reason, like you're
Yeah.
a horrible person or
Yeah.
something, but it's like I'm not just gonna have my guard up around people for no reason.
Yeah, it's an even playing field.
Yeah. Listen to your tummy wummy.
Yeah, it's so true. And always think with your heart over your head because our
yeah.
brains are so
By the book.
by the book.
Very-
They're programmed.
They're programmed.
Our brains are completely programmed because we were in school from the ripe age of, I don't know, 5 or whatever. And we have learned societal norms. We have these things ingrained in our heads, limiting beliefs, etc.
Yeah.
And that carries on with us, through our adulthood. So sometimes our brain can steer us in the very much wrong direction. Be careful when it comes to making a big decision in your life, guys, and don't do what your brain is telling you to do.
You
Do
also
it.
obviously sorry to just
That's
totally
okay.
cut you off. Sometimes I just think of a thought and it literally has to come out right this second.
I feel
But
that.
I was just gonna say you're always gonna be happier with the choice that like your heart makes.
No, it's so true. And our intuitive feeling, our heart is there for a reason. You know, that feeling you get in your gut and your heart. Also, your brain is going to tell you not to take risks. Take the risk.
Do it.
Big or the greater the risk, the greater the outcome.
Yeah.
And I
No risk, no reward.
exactly. I stand by that, guys, because that is how I am here right now,
Yeah.
is because I took big risks in my life, and very scary risks,
Yeah.
very scary ones. And it has led me to just
A great place. A good place.
literally like
happiness.
place
straight up.
full of abundance in every aspect.
Yeah.
And so if you're in a position right now where you're making a decision and it's maybe one side is risky, but your heart's telling you to do it, trust me, do it, because that is when the universe is going to reward you. And that is when your manifestations are going to come in, because you need to keep things moving. You need to take a leap of faith, and you need to keep things circulating also in your life. So make sure you're not always being stagnant. It's important to switch things up.
And being in your comfort zone.
Yes.
Like, good things don't come from your comfort zone.
No, your
That's
comfort zone keeps you home.
Yep. That's why I love stepping out of my comfort zone and just saying yes to things that like I normally wouldn't, because I'm like, I mean, it was just like super dangerous or something where it's literally actually like life threatening. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that. But,
Yeah, there's boundaries.
you know, things where I'm like, ooh, like I'm really nervous about this. It's like,
Yeah.
just do it, girl. Do it,
Yeah.
girl. And then you also get over the fear. Like, you're proud of yourself for getting over the fear of
Mhm.
doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And then you never know what can come out of the other side of it.
The best situations in life that are going to make you grow are the scariest.
Yeah.
But it's so important, like you just said, to put yourself in those situations, because that's how you learn. That's how you evolve. When you look back at your life, the graph, it should be windy. It shouldn't be a flat line, guys. You want to look back at your life and have a windy graph, and that is a really good thing.
Roller coaster.
Girl, it's all for the plot.
Do it for the plot.
Like, seriously, at
Do
the
it for the
end,
plot.
at the end of the day, do it for the plot.
Sometimes I'm just sitting around and I'm like, I should just like go to Vegas right now. Something. I'm like, do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot. Let's go. Do you want to book flights right now? Let's go.
Literally.
Do it for the
Well,
plot.
actually, I just found out I have to pay taxes now. So if I didn't, I would. I said do it for the plot. The government said don't.
They're like, we're taking your money, so
We're doing it for the plot.
we're taking your.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
they're doing it for the plot.
Yep. Another thing I would say is just like a random little tip is have good things on your phone that you like to look at. I like to have like on Pinterest is like my manifestation worlds. I know you feel the same way, but when you're on Pinterest, you're like, this is my life.
Oh
you
my
just scroll through it
God,
like because your
yeah.
feed is so catered to what you're looking at. So if you just make it all things that like involve and encapsulate your dream life and what you want, just scroll through Pinterest
Like a
you're
vision
in a
board.
magic. It's literally like a moving magic or moving
Vision
magic
board.
Magic moving vision board.
We're Pinterest girlies, and if you're not already, you should become a Pinterest user as well.
It just feels like you're in a fantasy land when you're on Pinterest.
And it really could help you manifest, because it's just like putting you in that positive vibe. And Pinterest doesn't have all that stuff that Instagram and all the other
There's
social
like
media
no
platforms
toxicity
have.
on it. I don't find.
It's like there's really no numbers when it comes down to it, and you're just on a very much so catered feed, and it's basically like a vision board. So definitely scroll on Pinterest rather than
Pinterest.
scroll on anything else,
Yeah.
you know.
And then I'd also say pick up a book, read. It makes you feel, well, in my personal experience, it makes me feel like my brain is more stimulated, thus wanting to learn more things when it's stimulated in that kind of way, or also just listening to other podcasts, just trying to learn more. I feel like just being open to learning new things and not being naive and thinking you know everything.
Yeah. Having an
It's
open
great.
mind is really, really important. Like,
You-
never
oh my God,
shutting
the open
somebody
mind,
down.
yeah.
Even if you don't, like, right off the bat agree with somebody's perspective, hear them out, because you never know what that can
You
open in your
never
own
know.
brain.
You might just sound ridiculous because one day you're going to believe that too. And
Yeah, literally.
right, you're like, oh, I was an a-hole because I
Yeah.
didn't agree with this person.
Yeah.
Because you just weren't open to the idea.
Yeah, exactly. That's like something that I realized as well, like going through this journey, is it's so important to have an open mind with
Yeah.
everything and
You just have so much
anything.
more mental clarity when your mind is open like that.
Yeah,
When you're
exactly.
not closed off to things.
Yeah, when you're closed off, you are just asking to be
You just have a
stood
wall up. Yeah,
in the
it's
same
not-
spot,
Yeah.
because you're not letting anything new in. I need to get myself a new book.
Get me down to the
Yeah.
bookstore.
Get me down to the bookstore, because I always feel like the best vibe, guys, when I'm reading a good, you know, self-help / manifestation, spirituality, whatever book. I always feel in like the best mood ever after
Yeah.
reading it. So I need to get back on that kick. It's so easy to fall off because, you know, we have things that are easier to entertain ourselves with,
Yeah.
like, you know, but if I just want to make a point of like reading 15 minutes in the morning
Yeah.
or taking a break in the middle of the day, just opening a book instead of scrolling on my phone, you know, it's just like making those little changes can actually impact your day-to-day life.
Yeah, I've been starting to do that. I was in a really good phase for like 6 months where I read for the first like 20 minutes of my day. Like the second I opened my eyes, I read.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that just really helped me kind of jumpstart my day on a better note and not going straight from beta to alpha waves in the 1 second I've been awake.
God, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get back into that. But yeah, I love going to metaphysical stores. They're so awesome.
Oh my God.
Because they just got books and crystals and good vibes, and I love it. I know a really good one in like Kitts Beach area.
Ooh,
Kitsilano.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Do you?
Maybe.
We should go.
We should go.
It's really good. Last time I went, I swear I was just, when you go to a bookstore and you're like intrigued and you literally want to read all of them.
Oh my
and
God.
You're like, oh, I've heard of this one. I've seen this one somewhere. I want this one.
I could
Oh,
spend
but this one
hours.
looks good. No,
Yeah.
you can spend hours just reading the backs of every cover.
No, actually, it's you need to dedicate like time to go there.
Yeah.
You can't just
You
go
don't
there
just
off
pop
of a
in
whim.
for a new book.
No.
Like, you're there for a while.
You don't want to feel rushed
It's an
in a store
experience.
like that. It is an experience.
I like it. And the good vibes. Like, when people are just like, you look down an aisle and people are like sitting on a little stool reading a book. I'm like, this is so cute. Like,
so
I love
cute.
it. So good.
Yeah, but all in all, guys, I kind of want to just end off the episode by saying, like, your life's journey shouldn't look the same as anybody else's. And wherever you're at right now at your age, wherever you're at in your life is exactly where you need to be right now. And don't compare yourself to anybody else your age or near you, because they're on their own journey and they're exactly where they need to be.
Yeah.
And that's also a big thing when it comes to, the law of attraction and manifesting, is there is unlimited resources and abundance for every single person on this planet. And that's a limiting belief to think that just because somebody has what you want doesn't mean you can't have it too, because the universe is all giving and there's, like I said, unlimited abundance out there for you. And that's why it's important not to compare your journeys, with everybody else's, because that's the whole fun. That's the whole fun of being on this earth and getting to live your own unique life, is that you don't need to have a kids and a white picket fence and be married by the ripe age of 25. You can be doing something completely different than that, and that just really depends on what your life path is and what you're meant to be doing.
Yup. Just yup. She said it all. Yep, you are where you're supposed to be, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, girl, like, you're good.
You're good, girl.
And don't be a Sally Peeper.
Don't be a Sally Peeper. Wouldn't it be like a peeping Tom?
Definitely, but I just made a female version of that, okay?
Okay, Sally Peeper.
Sally Peeper.
I feel like Sally Piper is like from something.
It probably is, honestly. That couldn't have just been an original thought.
I don't even think I've ever had an original thought before.
Honestly, that's kind of scary to think
The
about.
internet has made me realize that I've never had an original experience or thought in my life.
That's kind of creepy. I don't like that.
I know. It's very
We
robotic.
need to be more original out in here, guys. Go be original,
trying.
jeez. Go be original.
Go create something that no one else has ever done.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
No, literally good luck with that. Well, I hope you guys got a little bit more insight into how we feel about this mindset, manifestation, law of attraction, all those things. It's such a huge world of different things. It's not just law of attraction, this is it. There's so many different aspects to it, which is really cool, and you can discuss a lot of different things. But we just wanted to give you a little vibe check.
Yeah.
Vibe check
Vibe
just whatever, just our daily lives, girl. By the end of these podcasts, I can't speak anymore. I just don't.
Same.
And then I'm stuttering. I'm like, ugh, I don't even know. But anyways, yeah. We hope that you will actually take some advice or inspiration from this episode. Clearly, the way we've talked about it, it's really helped change our lives and just our daily mentality, and how we have more positive outlooks on life, and just knowing that everything happens for a reason. I know everybody says that every day, but you have to truly believe that, because it is true, and you're the creator of your own reality. So just remember, if you're not happy in life, fix it. You can do it.
Nothing
Straight up
can't
fix
be
it.
fixed.
Nothing you can't fix. There's things you can't control, but you can control how you react to it.
Exactly. You can control your reaction to the things you can't control.
Yeah, and that's all that matters. So control yourself.
Control yourselves.
Control yourself.
Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I've been wanting to talk about this. I mean, I do talk about this a lot, I feel like, and whenever I have a conversation with somebody and it gets deep, this kind of stuff always ends up getting, brought up, and I love talking about it, because it's just part of our lives and how we live our lives, and such a big pillar. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any requests on any specific topics you want us to talk about more, leave that down below. I really hope that you guys got some inspiration and hopefully learned a couple things from this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in once again for episode 5, and we can't wait to keep making more episodes for you guys. This podcast has been so fun so far, and I just love rambling on into this microphone. I don't know about you, but it's pretty fun.
We can do it. We can ramble.
Give us a mic. We'll be here for 5 hours.
Yeah. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And still check us out, obviously, on our podcast streaming services as well. We'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday. Love you guys. Thanks for
Bye.
watching. Bye.